Hey guys, Stan here with Parts Pass, and on today's episode of Cool Garages, I'm here with Ron Horn. Ron?
Hi. And we met him. My name's Ron Horn, obviously. And just so you know, I kind of grew up in the car industry. Before I started high school, in a Dodge dealership, and spent 35 years with Chrysler Corporation, 25 years at an executive level. I ran all the service and parts for the West Business Center until I retired in 2019. So when you see the garage, you're going to notice a lot of Mopar stuff in there.
For sure, and I want to thank you again for allowing us to take a tour, and let's walk inside and see what you got.
Hey. So you're going to see all kinds of random stuff. So there's a lot of car stuff, and there's other things in here too. Most everything's got a story, but you know, everything from like the bicycles up here, those are repops. They're not original crate bikes. But that one was my daughter's. I bought that for her when she was 12. Somebody still have it. That one I recreated to match my convertible out there. And then this bike up here actually was my bike from when I was growing up. I had a paper route. My brother brought me that bike. I restored it. The first thing I did when I retired is restore that bicycle.
You can cruise in them, can't you?
Oh yeah, air tires. No, absolutely. We're gonna keep air the tires, you know, otherwise it's just not right.
So you got some really cool jackets in the background.
Yeah, just various stuff. But they're different racing jackets, you know, spent from Chrysler, race related. Picture up there actually is one of my favorite race car drivers. My uncle was the first sponsor from a guy named Dick Trickle, who ran NASCAR for years, winningest stock car driver in America. And so I got to know Dick on a personal level throughout the years. And that's a picture of him in Milwaukee. And just different stuff. And, you know, just some cool posters. Interesting story about this poster right here. I actually got this when I was in high school in Madison, Wisconsin. It was on display there when the American Freedom Train was actually coming across the country. So that's some memorabilia. And then just random stuff, you know, posters I've collected over the years. Up above, you'll see those are all of the Mopar cars I've owned over the last, say, 45 years, 50 years.
And it seems like that Hornet up there is a direct replica?
Yeah, that's actually that. So there's a guy that'll recreate it. You send him the pictures of the cars you own, and he actually will go in and recreate them for you, which is really cool. He's on Facebook. And all my personalized license plates from over the years, different memorabilia, things I've picked up.
And the license plates, which license plate would you say is your oldest one that you have?
Oh, that's that one that says 426 WDG.
Oh yeah.
It was a 64 Sport Fury 426 wedge. That license plate is dated 1981. I bought that car in 1979.
Wow, really cool.
So yeah, it's just, and then
all before my time.
Kind of before my time.
So I like to call this a little bit of organized chaos in a sense, right? This is just the beginning of it, and there's a lot.
Yeah, you know, my neighbor's compliment is like, man, you got a lot of stuff in your garage, and you just, you know, it's just personal stuff. So you find a place for it. If I ever moved, I'm not sure what I would do. You know, it's going to be kind of hard to take this stuff down, but everything's got a story.
Everything works. Look at the lights in the back of all these.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these signs here. This looks like a massive Baracuda.
Yeah, that actually is a recreation of the center cap of the steering wheel on a 70 Baracuda. A friend of mine actually handmade those. There was only about 5 in existence. It's made out of fiberglass. And it's pretty cool. He, you know, fortunately gave me one because at the time I had a 70 Baracuda convertible.
Oh,
so that's just that's a treasure piece right there. There's
the beautiful thing about your garage is that every single piece has a story. It's not just a collection, but it actually has meaning behind every single one. And this is just absolutely wonderful. These are super rare, hard to come by. Tell me a little bit about that.
So this, originally they made these in 1968 for the 69 Superbee, and it was a dealership showroom sign. Well, wow. This is not one of the 68s. This is actually a reproduction, but they only made a handful. This is actually the prototype the guy used to recreate this sign. So it's the first one ever reproduced, and there's probably less than 50 in the country, maybe more like 30 in the country. So it's just a cool piece.
It's a cool piece. I think it'll look great in my garage.
This is the original one. That's why it's a little scarred up and stuff.
Well, it looks great here, but honestly, I think it would look even better in my garage.
Yeah.
So how about it?
Yeah, we can negotiate all you want, but that's later. Where I would assign them, the top technicians at our business center, I'd assign them to a team. And they got full uniforms, got to do all of the cool stuff with the teams. Couldn't go over the wall, but they were pit crew members for a day. That's and the same thing with all of these signatures.
Yeah, it just goes on.
Yeah,
and on.
This was actually NASCAR stuff, and I was with my uncle and this was his cap. He passed away from Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. But he was a huge race car guy from back in the 50s. And so again, Dick Trickle's first sponsor.
Yeah, Vantage Point, that's a rare.
Yeah, that's a rare poster up there too. And some of them are actually creations that I made. There's a sign up here, this Rapid Transit Plymouth sign.
Oh yeah.
I actually created that. And then some of these over here are actually really rare too. They made those about 1 year in the mid 80s. I was fortunate enough, smart enough to buy them.
Very cool.
Now they're kind of priceless.
And you mentioned that some of these clocks that you have on the wall, you've actually refurbished.
Yeah, it works. This one that says 440 Magnum over here, I made, out of different pieces of stuff. The one that's there that kind of matches the stripe on my car, I made.
Now I see a horse just kind of floating up in the air.
Yeah, that's Bop. A funny story behind Bop is that actually was mine from when I was like 2 or 3 years old.
Oh wow!
And I used to ride it. I would, had my little cowboy hat and my little guns, and used to ride the horse. Well, I found it. It actually was stored in my sister's attic. So probably, it's got to be 30 years now. I was out of college. I found it up there, and I'm like, took it. And it's been hidden in a box somewhere, whatever. And I go, I need to find a place to put Bop. So he gets to ride the garage door every time it opens. He rides up and down.
What a meaningful piece.
When I grew up at a dealership, I saw a picture of a 70 Dodge Coronet RT convertible. And I've owned over 50 old Mopars. And finally, about 2 years ago, I found the right one. And that's the car that's outside. 70 Coronet RT convertible, 440 Magnum air conditioning car. Built first day of production, August 2nd, 69. It actually was a dealer announcement show car. So VIN number on it super low. 411th car built for the 70 model.
Ronnie, tell us more about your prized possession.
So this is a 1970 Dodge Coronet RT convertible. It's one of 203 built.
Wow.
This particular unit, 440 Magnum, 4-barrel with air conditioning, LM 8-track, because you got to have an 8-track if you're in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Rally dash car, automatic on the floor. Actually was built the first day of production, August 2nd, 1969. Ooh. And it's one of 15 factory show cars.
Oh wow.
So this car was on a dealer announcement show thing where they showed vehicles off around the country. It's original, so it's called Sublime Green.
Okay.
A real factory color. This is really the color the car was when it was built. All of the show cars were Sublime Green. So if you look at old photos and stuff, Chicago Auto Show, there's going to be Sublime Green cars.
Any idea how long it is? Because
I think it's like 17 feet. I mean, this is a big car. So to fit it in the garage, I actually have a little laser light that shows me exactly where I need to park so I can walk around the front of it and don't hit anything on the side.
Miles per gallon, do you even worry about that?
No, it could be gallons per mile in that case.
Or miles per gallon.
Miles per gallon.
Yeah, there you go.
No, actually, if you keep your foot out of it and stuff, it'll do 14, 16.
Okay.
And I try to run premium fuel in it. You got to run a lead substitute in it and, octane booster just to kind of keep it so it runs really well.
I think this is it. I want to thank you for your time. It's absolutely wonderful. You have the most beautiful garage that I've seen. I'm envious and jealous at the same time. So thank you for your time.
And there's a lot of garages out there to emulate after, it's pretty cool. I get ideas all the time.
Absolutely. And if there's a garage that we are missing on, or if there's a garage that we can actually go into, please feel free to reach out to us, and we would love to take a tour and feature you as well in our segments.